Ginger here, back from hell, or Colorado, as it were. No, it's not that bad. Hey, sorry for the long absence of the channel. Been having a lot of real-world stuff going on, trying to take care of some things, so I haven't been able to make videos. But with Darkest Dungeon coming to consoles today, I decided, it's time to get back in the saddle. This is a game that originally came out on PC. It's a... how would I describe this? It's an RPG, not roguelite. Yeah, no, it's a side-scrolling RPG with some really interesting level progression and things like that. Essentially, you are leading a team of adventurers to clear out a dungeon, clear out the manor of your distant relative who left this place to you. Unfortunately, it's infested by some pretty nasty critters. And along the way, you're going to run into a lot of problems. You're confronting horrors no mortal man was ever meant to see. It's very Lovecraftian, kind of its horror. But let's delve right into it. You can watch the intro real quick, and I'll show you a little bit of the gameplay.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright. Now, this game has a lot of interesting mechanics as you go through. And as you can see, the theme of this game is there are some very terrifying things you're going to confront as you go along the game. You start out with basically your, regular characters. Well, your first two characters are just a crusader and I believe a bandit. And essentially, it just wants you to make your way through
Brigands
here.
have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Try not to interrupt the awesome narration of that guy. I'm trying to remember how you switch characters on this. I haven't played on console, so I don't know.
In brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Now, the way combat works in this is very interesting. It's based on position, and certain abilities only work based on if you're in a certain position. So you can see, I can't use pistol shot on this guy because he's too close. And you can see the little circles underneath the ability. That shows you, okay, I need to be in the last 3 rows of the party. You can have up to 4 party members at a time, but your target needs to be in the last 3 rows of their party. So we'll just go with Open Vein. And every ability has, different stuff on it. Like, this is mostly to cause your target to bleed and take damage over time. So let's go ahead and do that. Nice. See, he's already taken damage. Now, Crusader, let's see, what's a good one for you to use? Let's just go with Smite. There we go. As you can see, we took him out pretty easily. Alright, well, let's take it. Can I? Alright. You can see up at the top there's a torch and a little meter. That determines the light level of the area you're in. And now right now it's not going down because we're outside, we're not in a dungeon. The trouble is, the torch has a dual mechanic to it. it allows you to see better and spot traps, but enemies will also see you coming. And consequently, vice versa, if you don't have it on, they may not be able to see you coming, but you might run into traps because you can't see where you're going. Alright, so let's go ahead and run it. I don't know why they call that the cross button. It's an X. Alright, so let's investigate. There we go.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is
Now,
much to be found.
This game is very much
places.
about risk-reward, especially in the later parts of it. You can see I searched that 10 and there wasn't anything bad in there, I just found some valuables. But sometimes there'll be a trap, or it will be better if a certain character opens it rather than the one I'm playing, or the one I have
Send
selected.
these vermin a message.
Alright, let's
The rightful
go with
owner has
Grit
returned,
Shot. The
and
damage
their
bolt of
kind
them.
is no
And
longer
of course your guy is
welcome.
kind of terrible and misses. Then he doesn't. Oh, well, you both miss. Alright, well. Whatever. Oh no, staggering force! Let's see. I think I can hit you with that, but let's just go with Smite. You can see certain effects will knock you back and force you to kind of be limited in your abilities. So my Crusader got knocked back to the second row, so now you can't use all of his abilities. But that's okay, because we're going to switch him back in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to move you up. But that does consume his turn, unfortunately. And the different classes have different weapons, attacks, things like that, and they all have strengths and weaknesses. The key is to make a party that is well-rounded, because you need to have certain abilities to progress. And if you don't watch it, it can be very difficult later on in some of the dungeons to survive. Oh man, I was hoping you got poisoned, but that's okay. This is only the tutorial battle, and it's not that bad. Rain of Whips. You can see the black numbers that are going above us. That is our sanity. As we fight and take damage and things like that, our fear and our madness rises, which causes us to, suffer problems. And your characters can actually acquire mental illnesses as the game progresses. You'll have like, this person's afraid of the dark, or can I hit that guy? Let's see. Should be able to hit him. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Guess I have to kill the corpse. That's another interesting mechanic of this game, is that the corpses don't just get out of the way, so you have to clear those in order to get to the other targets. Now granted, they do decay over time. They don't just stay there forever. And certain classes actually have abilities that will clear those corpses much, much faster. Alright, so I can shot you. There we go. Oh, he's a highwayman, it's not a bandit.
Destroy them all.
Food. All kinds of good stuff. Alright, we're good. Let's see. Press and hold touchpad right. Okay. Let's go back to the hamlet. You can see after every mission we get treasures and rewards, and each of them is useful for a specific purpose. So, we've got gold, we've also got heirlooms and paintings, and different resources allow you to buy different things and upgrade your town. You're not just trying to clear the dungeon, you're also trying to rebuild the town. Okay, so now we have Night Owl. Now luckily, these are beneficial abilities, but they won't always be. So sometimes you'll level up your resolve as well as your character stats. So right now, Night Owl, obviously I get more speed if the torch is below 26 rating. Eagle Eye is very good, plus 3% crit to range skills. I mean, that causes a lot of damage. Range skills typically don't do a lot of damage, but you can hit a lot of targets. So go ahead and return to town. Yeah, we'll be able to show you the whole town at first, but this is just kind of a first
Such
impression.
as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
You can see we have quite a few goals here. We basically have to go through all the little dungeon areas, and there are also roster goals, leveling up characters to certain levels and things like that. So we'll go ahead and back out of that. Alright. Okay. Yeah, it's basically just to help, contextual help. And this just tells you what the different buildings do, which I'll go over this, but I'll leave this up for a second so you can kind of read it. But essentially, the tavern, all the buildings are locked at first. You have to complete your first quest. But essentially, the blacksmith allows you to upgrade your weapons and armor. The guild allows you to upgrade your abilities of your characters. The nomad wagon allows you to sell things. Let's see, ancestors' memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
This mostly just lets you review old cutscenes that you've seen. The art style of the game is very unique. I really like it because it lends this air of kind of menace to everything. You can see, even though it's daylight, even though the sun is technically shining, which you can see it moving there in the background, and it changes as you sit in town. Now the thing is, in order for time to progress, you have to go into a dungeon. So we're gonna go ahead and get a few more heroes.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses.
Alright, so right now we've got...
will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Let's see, can I upgrade this? I do have the stuff to do it. But we won't upgrade it for right now. This is just kind of a test. But you can upgrade the stagecoach as well. You can increase the number of recruits available, increase the size of your hero roster, which right now it's at 9. We can send it up to 12. And experienced recruits, essentially, the people you recruit will be better than just, rookies. So let's go ahead and get these.
What
now,
better
these adventurers,
laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
These adventurers are here to claim the wealth or for some specific purpose. Most of the time your crusaders are here because, like the crusader class, he's here because, he wants to fight evil. The plague doctor, well, he's here because, he loves experimenting on corpses and things like that. The bandit's obviously here for treasure. The seeker, I don't quite know what they're here for.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Oh, battle nun. Okay. Alright, well, I'll upgrade it in a second. Give me a minute.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
Alright, I need to... Whoa. I don't want to embark just yet. Hold on.
And morbidity. Your work
Trying
begins.
to remember... R2 plus left. You have to kind of rearrange them. You can do that right before you embark, but it's kind of a good idea to do that before you leave. Alright, so... we're going to do at least one dungeon here. I just want to get you guys, used to this. You can see it's already gotten dark. So while time does progress, things in the town don't get better unless you go out and, go on a quest. Alright. So we're just going to do the ruins here. We're going to scout them. It tells you how hard each one is. Right now we can only do... the ruins. But then there's the darkest dungeon, the the cove, and each area has its own unique monsters. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and build a party. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that because it's not letting me. There we go. And we'll just go with that. I can always rearrange them later. Alright, now the key thing about this is you have to provision your party before you go in, and the supplies you take can determine whether you succeed or fail. So let's go ahead and provision.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
That narrator is so awesome. It's always a good idea to take quite a bit of food. I always try to take at least like 15. I take at least 2 shovels along. We've got 1 antidote, so we won't worry about that. A couple bandages is never a bad idea. See, this is medicinal herbs. We won't need that, I don't think. Let's take a couple of keys. This is holy water. That has sort of a contextual use. You can use it on certain things within the dungeon. Like you might find an ancient stream or an ancient fountain, and if you purify it, you might get something out of it. And torches? I always take 2 stacks of torches. Always. You do not want to be without torches. Not unless you've basically leveled up your party to only fight it in the dark, but I don't recommend that, because the monsters will technically get stronger too. So let's go ahead and embark here. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. Alright, so let's go ahead and... right stick. So I hit up, there we go. I'm still getting used to the controls. It's not like it was on PC. Ah, there we go. Unburned torch. Gotta love
Glittering
that.
gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Let's see. There we go. And you can use the torches as the light fades in order to keep everything, you know, lit, which is always a good idea. I try not to let it get down too low. Hello, skeletons. Alright. Let's go with Grape Shot. What do you have? Noxious Blast. It can hit the first two. Incision. Disorienting Blast. Yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. The Plague Doctor actually has an ability to clear all the corpses off of the battlefield, which is very useful. And there's quite a few classes in the game. But let's go with Noxious Blast. Poison you. Alright. Zealous Accusation. I think we'll do it like that.
Disadvantage. Give them no
There we
quarter.
go. This is probably making it look extremely easy. There we go. Okay. Unlocked. How do I... I'm trying to remember how to use my key. Oh. I guess it wasn't locked.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, let's head up. Alright, so I'm gonna test out the inventory here real quick. There we go. It's triangle that uses it. Maybe I should have used triangle on that. Ah, here we go. This right here we need to use a shovel on, so...
Even
there
the
we go.
cold stone
Oh good, it automatically
seems
does
bent
it.
on
Thank you.
preventing passage.
That would have annoyed me. Otherwise you'll hurt yourself trying to clear that. Hello? Ah, crap, they surprised us. This might be an issue. I hope that stunned you. Yes, okay. Alright, you swap with him. Ooh, I really didn't want to do that. There we go. I need to reorganize my party. You can see we didn't get to surprise them, but they didn't surprise. Well, they technically did surprise us because I didn't have the torch level at full. Oh, I hate that move. You see, different moves can stagger you, but they can also pull you towards the enemy. Oh, I like that. That's a whole lot of win. Can I move you any farther back? No. Just go ahead and kill that one if you can.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I do not like you. Alright, so I need you to move up. I'll reorganize the party after the battle.
Confidence surges as the enemy
That's what I'm
crumbles.
talking about. Alright, let's do that disorienting blast again. You can see it got rid of all the corpses. Now, it's to your advantage sometimes to move the enemies up front. Like, this guy's more of a ranged caster, so I've limited his options by pulling him up to the front. Since we're doing okay, I'm just going to move my guy up. We'll just take care of this. I need to move you back, don't I? You can see that also increases the torch rating, which I really like. There we go. Now we're back at this.
By inches.
Got quite a bit of stuff. Deeds, scriven records of land, grants in generations past, jewels. You only have so much inventory space. I believe you can level it up later on, but for now we only have so much. Let's get the light level back up. Alright, so let's eat a little bit of food. How do I... I'm trying to remember how to switch characters on this. It's not left and right. There we go, R1. Food can heal you, but not a lot. It only does a little bit. So it's not really useful to like heal outside of battle. Later on, later dungeons will be so long that you will essentially have to camp in them, and that introduces a whole nother element to this game. This game has a ton of depth to it, especially for such what I wouldn't say a simple concept, but it's a very interesting concept. I hope the screen didn't just black out on you there, folks, because my TV just went blank for a second. All right, we'll go up. All right, let's see what we got in here. I don't know why he does that. Oh, okay. Sometimes your characters develop little personality quirks, which is kind of cool because you get characters who are like kleptomaniacs and things like that. They will try to always take the treasure for themselves. Hello. Ah, good. We surprised them. This is good. So, grape shot blast. Didn't hit all of them, but we hit some of them. Judgment. Let's do as much damage as we can to take advantage of that surprise. Ah, plague grenade. I like it. And let's go with zealous activation. Woo! We got off a lot of damage there, but we're gonna still take a little bit. You can see that move doesn't do a whole lot of damage to us physically, but it messes with our mind. The thing is, if your characters are too stressed, they can't proceed further on to, other dungeons. So you'll have to leave them behind. That's why it's very important to build up a good party.
Maintain the offensive.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that, buddy. Alright. Noxious blast!
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Let's see. I'm gonna heal you. Only because I don't want to have to do it out of combat. There we go. Good job, guys.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Make sure we put a key in there. Ah, see, treasure chests can hold. They have more in them if you use the key. It unlocks like a hidden compartment, basically. I guess we're going right. And you can see this first quest is only, just exploring the first 90% of the rooms. It doesn't really care so much if you
the way is lit.
explore the whole thing.
Path is clear. We require only the strength
I
to
didn't see
follow
that
it.
trap. That was stupid of me. Yeah, that was a spike trap. But yeah, the graphics on this are obviously just as good as they were on PC. This is not a technically demanding game. But it has a unique art style all of its own.
Low on supplies.
Let's see, can I take... This is where you run into trouble, because you're not able to carry everything. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. We don't necessarily need that. Alright, we're good. Let's see if we get attacked again. Might as well keep using our torches. You don't get to keep anything that you had remaining at the end of a dungeon. So, if you needed to get out of the dungeon,
may we find victory.
There's hunger. Alright. That's very important. Your characters will get hungry as they go through the dungeon. Food is not just for healing, it's more to stave off hunger. Because if you don't stave off hunger, your characters will fight, less effectively. And they will also suffer, mental defects and things like that. This again. Lucky thing I brought 2 shovels. Yeah, this game is all about trying to figure out... Oh good, we still surprised them. Excellent. Grape shot. Do I have anything else? Nah, we'll go with grape shot blast. Get the most damage. Yeah, not quite. Nice. There we go. Now you'll notice your characters do have inventory slots. You can upgrade their weapons and their armor as time goes on. And you can actually find some pretty good weapons and trinkets as well. Just depends on how long you play in the game. Alright, so let's go with... There we go. I feel like I should have gotten a turn before you, but alright. Let's go with... There we go. Not only have we stunned him, but we've cleared the corpses out. There we go. Doing very well. You can see there's definitely a trade-off. Even though I can stun him, he gets a buff to his defense. So while he's more vulnerable, I don't do quite as much damage. Do we go Noxious Blast? Oh, yeah, well, I guess we have no choice. There we go. I was gonna say, do I still need to fight these guys,
so
or
clearly in view?
Alright, so
or is it merely a trick of the light?
Let's remain and just check this real quick. Have one more key summons. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, we did very well, and we've completed the quest. So basically, that's what you'll be doing throughout the dungeons. Now granted, they'll get more complicated as time goes on. They're not so straightforward later on. You see, we got quite a bit of loot off of that, so we did well that time. Your first expedition doesn't always go well, but that one went pretty good. Now this game is random. I hesitate to call it a roguelite, but it definitely has an element of randomness to it, and you can lose your characters pretty easily. Alright, let's see what we got. So as you can see, Calm, let's see, what do you got? Minus 15% damage on the first round, that kind of sucks. Unholy Slayer, plus 10 accuracy versus Unholy, and plus 3% crit versus Unholy. Alright. Cytomania? Yeah, Cytomania, obsessed with food, but 1% crit. Now, once we go back to town, I'll show you a little bit more about the game.
In time, you will make extent of my failings.
Thanks, buddy. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and recruit a few people. Seeker Crusader. Let's see here. Love interest. What does that mean? Huh. Don't know. He's a different kind of Crusader, and even among the same classes, you don't always get the same skills. Seeker Hellion. Hellions are pretty cool. Now, Seeker Abominations are... I hesitate to call them lepers, but that's almost like what they are. They have very few abilities in their normal form, but they have a beast form that they transform into. Now, the thing is, the beast form is a two-edged street. Two-edged street. Essentially, if he transforms into a beast, he's more powerful, but he might scare the party members. So let's go ahead and get this guy. Let's get all of them.
And reclusive. This man is more dangerous than he seems.
There we go. I love the little narrations. Alright, so we've got the tavern, which is the stress relief.
Cards and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Wonder... Oh, okay, known cheat. How come I'm not able... I'm still getting used to controls, but basically known cheat means he is not allowed to gamble. Let's see. You are God-fearing and a kleptomaniac. See, he's a kleptomaniac. Deviant fears, or deviant tastes, which means he's not, he, she, Nasart, I'm gonna go with male, is not allowed in the brothel. Phobia and shocker, I have no idea what that means. So basically, you use different areas to help your characters out. Okay, so we can't unlock those just yet. The Abbey is more for the God-fearing people.
Straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Now, the problem with this is the preacher will often take up the different slots that you need. So maybe you need to use the cloister so your Crusader can go meditate, but that guy's in it. So now you're like, oh crap, I can't do anything. So not everything is available to you at all times. But essentially, what does the Nomad Wagon do? Yeah, I won't worry about that right now. But yeah, as you can see, this is Darkest Dungeon on PS4. It's a very interesting game. It's very challenging, to say the least. Every dungeon will test your skill, your wits, your ability to think. Well, you know, hey, should I use this last torch, or should I just chance it in the dark because I might need the torch later when I get closer to a boss room? You You see, there we were only fighting probably the most basic of enemies. But later on, there will be boss enemies who can, you know, the fight can go on forever because they can summon skeletons and things like that. Now, right now, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can pick this game up for $20. And as you can see, it's got a lot of depth to it. You know, there's managing your character's stress levels. You have to upgrade their equipment. You have to upgrade their skills themselves. You have to choose, all right, who am I going to take on this? Because if the character's not strong enough, or is too weak, or is too weak, you know, or too low level, they can't go on the dungeon run with you. Now you can always go back to lower level dungeons to level up your characters, but you won't get as good a loot. And that's the thing, it's a balancing act the whole game. So if, you know, trying to balance, you know, the needs of provisions and skills and your character's mental health is something that appeals to you, which personally it does to me. I really love the micromanaging aspect of this game. This is definitely a game for you. I mean, it's a great game on PC, and I firmly believe it's worth $20. You know, if you're a PlayStation Plus member. If you're not, it's $25. But keep in mind, whatever price you pay for it, you also get it on the PlayStation Vita. So you're essentially getting 2 copies of the game, which is pretty nice. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope this was helpful in, you know, making up your mind. You know, maybe this was a game that wasn't on your radar, or maybe this, you know, you were wondering what it was going to be like on console. As you can see, technically, graphically, you know, gameplay-wise, it's rock solid. Of course it is. Again, it's a game that does a lot with a little, and I really like that about it. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys like this, if this was helpful for you, just go ahead and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will catch you all later. See ya.